be CC'd to Adam Boy and Truck 1 on TAC 1. U1, SWAT is needed for high-risk arrest warrant service and possible hostage rescue at 25 Glendive Lane. Detective 39 Adam requests you respond quickly but without lights and sirens. Suspect is believed to be mentally unstable. Expect erratic and dangerous behavior.
God damn it. Fuller really has it in for us on this one. TAC, this is entry team. Breach in the front door.
I'm behind deadline, man. If only they knew how much effort went into these videos. These muzzle flashes are a nightmare right now.
Police! Hands up! Let me see him!
Why are you in my house?
Hands!
What did I do?
Let me see him! Get him up!
Alright!
Down! Get down! On the ground! Get on the ground! Stay down!
What did I do?
Do not move!
What did I
Hands behind your back!
do? Alright! What are you doing?
Stay down!
I'm not moving. Why are you in my house?
TAC, this is entry team. Yeah, this is Flashbang. We got him.
I'm just editing videos.
Not anymore, you're not.
What?
Deleted.
No! No!
LAPD on the ground!
Hey guys, I know what you're thinking. Flashbang uploading a video? That hasn't happened since 2019. And yeah, it hasn't. We've really tried to get some content out. Unfortunately, because of COVID, just like everybody else, we really weren't able to make anything. We've been trying hard. We had a couple ideas, but unfortunately it didn't work out. So we thought, well, okay, COVID's starting to wind down a little bit now as far as the restrictions go, and we'd be able to start producing some content again. So we thought we'd try something a little bit easier to produce now while we're just waiting for various restrictions in our state and everything everywhere else to be able to open up a little bit more to do the old kinds of projects we did. We still definitely want to do the skits and the shorts. We had so much fun doing those. They were really a blast, and we're definitely going to do more. We've got tons of plans, and I think you guys are probably going to enjoy it once you eventually get to see it. But for now, we wanted to do something a little bit easier that we could maybe produce on a more regular basis than some of those skits. A lot of time goes into those, a lot of money go into those, plus getting people available. It's just difficult. So what we wanted to do here is, obviously for a lot of our previous skits, we use airsoft guns. We play airsoft, so naturally we have the guns. We also kind of do military and police style reenactment kits. And we are a part of this community and have been for a long time. And we realized, well, basically, there's almost no information out there available about this stuff if you're not kind of in the know, if you're not kind of in the groups. And we thought, hey, just getting some of this out there, it might be interesting to some people for them to be able to see it. So obviously right now I'm wearing the more police style reenactment kit. Right here we have another plate carrier vest, which is more of a military style reenactment kit, and we'll definitely be doing a feature video on this stuff. Some really interesting stuff there as well, and some good history. Now I do want to preface this video by saying this is something that we are only going to address one time in this video. If you get comments about it, we're not going to reply to it, or maybe just reply with a link to this video. Is in the United States, it is not illegal to do military or police reenactment kits. You can wear them, you can play airsoft with them. What is illegal is if I wore a police style kit and I told people I was a police officer and tried to get something to my benefit. That would send me right to jail. That is illegal. Same thing is if I was wearing a military kit and tried to gain access to a military base saying I was a member of the military. That is also illegal and would also send you right to jail. Just to put the final nail in that coffin, to summarize, basically, if you plan on doing a military reenactment kit or a police reenactment kit, just be smart about it. Don't do something stupid, make a dumb idea where you get it in your head that you are this thing. You're not. You're just somebody with a costume on. That's all it really is. It's the same as if you were doing World War II reenactment or Vietnam reenactment. It's just a costume, something for you to have fun, to get some enjoyment out of. So, finally, to get off into my kit and what I'm wearing. So what I'm wearing right now is a representation of 2018 LAPD SWAT. If you're like me, you've probably seen the movie SWAT, the 2003 movie with Samuel L. Jackson and Colin Farrell one too many times and decided, hey, I want to do that. But I decided to go a little bit of the more modern route. I've changed a little bit in recent years to make it not super accurate, but this is a good representation of LAPD SWAT and what they wore during that time period, as well as their other tactical teams. They have medical and canine teams, which also wear equipment that's almost exactly the same as this. To start off, what I have on my head is I have a standard black Ops Corps high-cut helmet. It's what the LAPD SWAT used in 2018. More recently, they have switched to the Team Wendy ballistic helmets, and that's what they've been using now. Although you'll still see those other teams I mentioned, like K9 and other various tactical teams that they have using the Ops Corps because they didn't get the new helmets. The next piece of equipment on the list is the headset. So this is actually a little bit unique. A lot of military guys, you know, they'll use something called contacts, which are the big over-ear headsets. And the LAPD SWAT members have been pictured using those as well. This is the standard issue though. So these are a little bit weird. They're called an Atlantic Signal bone connector headset. And what they do is instead of hearing through your ears like a traditional headset, they are attached to your cheekbones and you hear through your cheekbones. It's kind of like a really weird way of kind of hearing, but that it kind of is like hearing through your face. It's really hard to describe, but that's what it's like. Chose these headsets over the more traditional, you know, over-ear headsets because with these you don't have anything blocking your ears and they're not electronic, so you have full range, your full normal ear coverage. You can hear perfectly fine with these. They don't obscure you a lot, and it makes a little bit more sense in a police context versus a military context. To build on that a little bit, on a military versus police context, in a military context, you're engaged in active combat. You're generally firing your weapon, you're firing it a lot. Even if you have a suppressor, it can still start to make your ears ring. In a police context or a SWAT role, you're generally not shooting people. Regardless of whatever Hollywood movie or TV show you've watched, police very rarely shoot people, especially SWAT tactical teams. Most people, when they see SWAT, they become intimidated by them and surrender. So they don't need that active hearing protection that other headsets might offer. Moving down from there, we have my vest. So this is what the LAPD SWAT currently wear. It is a strand hog made by First Spear, and this is the MBAV cut version. What MBAV refers to is it just refers that they can have soft armor as well as a hard armor plate to stop bullets in case they get shot in the chest. They have both levels of protection instead of just one soft armor or one hard armor plate to stop bullets. So it gives them both. There's some advantages and disadvantages to it. Mainly it gives you more protection, but it's heavier. It's all give and take. On my vest, I have my PTT. This is also made by Atlantic Signal, the same company that makes my headset. This is the one that they do use. It's kind of like, looks like something out of the 90s. It's a little bit weird, but they still do use it. I have an admin pouch here with my identifying patches. Some guys wear these, some guys don't. A lot of guys just rely on the shoulder patches. This is admin pouch, can hold any important documents or anything I might need to access. It's Velcro, I can just open it up, I can grab that out of here. On the front, I have S-Tac Pouches, which are, they're Kydex inserts, so they can really secure my magazines and hold them really well. I've got 2 rifle mags and 2 handgun mags. It's a little bit of a setup more unique to police officers because in a police context, you are going to use your handgun more. In a military context, a handgun is basically useless. I have my radio right here, which is set up for my communications. I have a regular just GP pouch, it pretty much be used for anything. I have a pouch back here, which I use to hold grenades or flashbangs, something like that. I have a Haley Strategic Flat Pack on my back, which is pretty much another general purpose pouch. You can put anything you might need. You can put hydration in there. If you're going to be out there on the field a little bit longer, zip cuffs, something like that. That's what they might use it for. So I have it just in case I need it for that role. I don't normally use it, but it's always good to be prepared and have stuff that you may need. Moving down from there, we have a little bit of an oddity, which is pretty much exclusively used by LAPD SWAT. It was actually designed for them specially. So this is called a special repelling harness made by Yates, called their SWAT harness. It was designed specifically for the LAPD because they needed something that they could both use as a tactical belt and a repelling harness. It has additional straps that you can add on as well, which will give you the standard repelling seat. I don't have them on right now. Most guys generally don't. You're actually starting to see more in the modern era. A lot of guys move away from this style of belt to more traditional belts, and then only using this if they are actually doing repelling. Okay, so moving down from the belt, I have my holster here, which is a Safariland for my Kimber 1911. On my left side, I've got a Blackhawk light panel, and this holds extra magazines as well as flashbangs. And then behind that, I have a Blackhawk gas mask pouch, and this does have a full gas mask in it. In case they run into any gas scenario, you can quickly pop your helmet off, you can pop this gas mask on, that's why they have it. And finally, on my back, I have an Ifak pouch, which you can see right here. So what I have here is a Ifak, also known as an individual first aid kit. Basically, it's if you happen to get shot in the field, this is, you pull it out, it's your first responding medical supplies, what you do yourself to make sure you don't bleed to death. We have an example of what the contents might be here. They are also referred to as a blowout kit. It'll usually have a bag like this. It'll have various medical supplies in it that you'll be able to treat yourself with very quickly, then get to a point where either a teammate or another medical professional would also be able to get you the more serious attention that you actually need. For my uniform, it is manufactured by Cry Precision, and this uniform happens to be called LAC. What that stands for? Los Angeles Customs. It was specifically designed for the LAPD SWAT. It's a little bit different than their standard G3 uniform that they've made for military and other personnel. It comes in the LAPD signature navy blue camo, or pattern, I guess it's not really a camo. And on it I have Los Angeles Police SWAT patches. These are the same patches that you would see them wearing mounted directly. And for my pants here, you can see they're just normal kind of Cry Precision pants. They've got the special Cry Precision, knee pad that's very identifiable. They're the same navy blue pattern, nothing different there. The only difference they have from normal military Cry G3s is they don't have the pocket down here that would go on your calf. Just like the uniform does not have the shoulder pockets. They decided to go like this because they thought it would look more professional for their police department, so they removed those pockets and went for the more slick look. And moving on to the guns now, the good part. We have my LAPD HK416 right here. This is the gun that they are currently using, the HK416D, which is the older version. They have the newer version available now, which is the A5, which looks a little bit different. I have it set up here with just a regular V-Tac sling. That's what I use. It's in black, matches my kit. I have KAC, or Knights Armament Company, backup sights on the rear and front of the gun. I have an EOTech. Most guys, you'll see with red dots, you'll see aim points. EOTechs is pretty much just what they prefer. I also have a D-ball here, a little bit rare, but it's what they issue for whenever they are using night vision, which is not super common, but they always want to have it just in case. And on the front, I have a Surefire M300 on there right now. Most guys you're going to see are going to run Surefire lights. It's pretty much the standard at this point, and if you're in the military or if you're in the police. It gives you really good outage of white light in case you need to use it. Especially in LA, there's a lot of dark and abandoned buildings, and you're always going to need some kind of weapon-mounted light. So now we're going to talk about probably the most iconic part of an LAPD SWAT kit, the pistol. What I have here is my Kimber Tle2 Rl. This is one of the current pistols issued to the LAPD SWAT. Carrying a 1911 in the LAPD is kind of like a special status symbol because it shows that you were a member of SWAT, so only SWAT members actually do get to carry 1911s. This one happens to be a special kit. Unfortunately, they do not make it anymore, so you cannot get this specific kit that I have for this gun. They do make, other companies do make really good facsimiles as well. Unfortunately, they just don't have the trades. Mine does say Kimber and has all the proper trades. The only thing it's missing that an LAPD one would have is it would say LAPD SWAT on it, which I don't have, unfortunately, but that's not a huge deal for me personally. This particular one, just because it was a kit, the only two things that are technically not accurate on it are the hammer and the trigger. That's very easily replaceable parts. You can get those almost anywhere if you're shopping for airsoft guns or airsoft parts. We are starting to kind of see the LAPD move away from this. It's kind of a little bit of a meme. 1911 is a little bit antiquated. They do have a new gun that they are moving over to, kind of. It's an option if they do want to carry it. They are allowed to, which is called the Staccato P. It is another 1911 based platform. It is called a 2011, so it's a double stack instead of single stack like this. 9mm that they are authorized to carry, as well as this still remaining as the standard issue. So now for the things that are kind of an airsoft context that applies to us. I mentioned this was a kit. This is a Tokyo Marui Nighthawk 1911 base. with the body kit put on it. So it's still a Tokyo Marui 1911 internally and takes magazines for that. My gun here, which is my HK416, VFC does also make an HK416, but this one happens to be a Tokyo Marui recoil shock. I'm a huge fan of Tokyo Marui and their products, so a lot of my guns are going to be Tokyo Maruis. Okay, so to close out, this is the kind of easier video that you might see pop up on our channel a little bit more. Let us know if you like this kind of stuff, because it's something we think we can produce on a more regular basis to the larger skits. We definitely, like I said, still want to do the larger skits. You are going to see those. You're probably going to see some of the kits we do in these videos in those larger skits. So I would definitely expect to see that. You're going to see those regular uploads, and we hope you guys enjoy the content.
Yeah.